But to take that point on board, do you think there are limitations in the kind of transactions people do through the mobile?
I think it's the flavour du jour. I mean, obviously brands, as you mentioned with the election violence, the power of brands can change dramatically over time. We've seen what happened in the UK just 18 months ago with the banks, for instance. What I find interesting, you talk about the value of transactions. I don't like paying bills, but I want to pay one bill. And I think the future might lie in when we actually have an aggregator of payments. That my credits, my salary, I'm sorry to keep using PayPal, but it's a convenient one, that if my salary goes into PayPal, my electricity and phone bills all go in there, at the end I can just see what's left. In a way, it kind of works if I start putting direct debits on my bank account. But I want my life belonging.
So you think like if everyone had one big account and paid for everything out of that, it would make life. And actually, if that was run by the Inland Revenue, that would save you. They're looking for money-saving ideas, right?
Yeah, just pay the 10 pence and the pound of 11 at the end. I'll be happy. It'll be easier. I mean, they're all aggregators of bills these days. Pay all your bills in one place. It's not an efficient way to do it at the moment, but the idea is right.
Yeah, I mean, something we've been talking about in the forum and have been discussing with Visa and Mastercard is the £10 of micro-payment rate gone up to £15, which now means that I can buy, or in some future, not too far in the future world, I could use my mobile handset now to buy my super cheap ticket from Basingstoke to here, not peak time, which is £13, which I couldn't have bought when the limit was 10. There is also this great sort of fear that has been spoken about for many, many years. Any time you've gone to an operator and talked about putting stuff on the bill, that for the first month people will go out and will spend everything and put it all onto the bill. At the end of the month they'll get the bill and go, oh my God. And we'll never do it again. Now I'm really interested to know if anyone's done any proper research on that and how people's spending habits would actually work if they could put everything onto their phone bill, and whether it would be that sort of OMD.
But there's a counter argument which says if the handset could show you how much you've spent at any one time, you'd have more control of your spending.
Well, that's like the Japanese way. In Japan, you just do your banking on the phone because it's a natural thing, not because it's the mini baby internet that's with you occasionally. It just is the place you do it because, like you say, you can find your balance. I just say, where it's cloud payments through the mobile device, almost immediately you'll see it jump to the same sort of transaction you'll do online. Where it's micropayments or macro payments onto the bill, and I'm very excited by the sound of this new pay for it at a credit card competitive rate, I think that'll gradually edge up as people get comfortable with it, but it will start at the lower end because it is hitting that bill shock, which even the operators are nervous about not putting anything too big on to start with. So I think it'll be a combination. So
the operator won't put anything too big on the bill. Have you used your iPhone in France? What are you talking about?
So I would answer that question by saying it's actually down to the retailer to find something that someone's going to buy on the phone, because to be honest, the payment systems will find a way for you to buy it. That's what we do. So we shouldn't be telling you what you can buy for your device. You should tell us what you want to sell for your device and start selling it. And then if it's not us, it's not them, it's not someone will find a way for you to pay, because that's what we do. And the truth is, at the moment, the user experience on a phone to buy large price items is pretty horrible. And I wouldn't, because I don't like the experience, prefer using the internet. But to be honest, anything. If you can get there, you can get there. And I buy plane tickets on my phone, and that's quite high value.
Let's thank you very much, guys. Let me just close off by saying that it's we really do appreciate the GSMA's commitment to discussion and debate to allow us to come here and open up this kind of discussion. I think we have to be honest with ourselves and say that mobile payments, certainly in the UK, are not where we would have hoped them to have been. 2, 3, 4 years ago, when you came along to these meetings, people thought that the breakthrough was imminent and that we'd all be using mobile proximity, we'd all be buying our train tickets online, and it just hasn't happened so far. Ben mentioned Japan. I was criticised the other day for using an example from Japan, and somebody in the audience said to me, well, this doesn't make any sense because in Japan only 1 in 6 people buy things using their mobile phone. I thought, well, if we're only going to get 1 in 6, it's hardly worth really starting, is it? It's just the odd 10 million. But nevertheless, there is a feeling that if we want to change the mobile payments community in the UK from being a bizarre sort of cargo cult that's waiting for something to come down, and that's not going to happen. And assembling in the Church of Mobile Monday from time to time really hasn't done it so far. So I think we need to heed one of the points that Paul made, which is we need to just get out and start doing some stuff. You can over-egg the pudding on interoperability and standardisation and so on. The truth is, for all of the fun we've been making earlier on, mobile operators have some substantial advantages in the payment space. The security based on the SIM, location, the always-on connectivity and so on. There ought to be a much more optimistic, a much more active and a much more vigorous approach to mobile payments than there actually is. And I hope you'll take away some positives from what the experts said tonight about making that happen. So I hope you join me in thanking all of the panel, and we'll hand back to Joe. Thanks very much.